So let's talk some wrestling. It's been a couple of years since you've been in a wrestling ring. I'm sure you don't miss the politics or fighting or trying to get your way or making others understand your vision. But do you miss the performance of it? Do you miss getting in the ring? Do you miss calling spots? Do you miss performing and having people react the way that they did when you walked out on stage today? That aspect of it, is there any part of you that still misses it, or have you moved on?
I don't miss it. Like, it's nothing I pine for every day. But again, I think that's because I was fortunate enough to do it all. So there's nothing that I go, I wish I would have done this differently. And I'm also not that guy either. Like, I don't wake up and go, I wish I could have done this differently or done this more or less. The hard answer is no, and I think that's the shortest answer I can give. But it's just I think I did all right. I think I had a pretty good career. There's stuff you can go back and watch. I'd like to say it holds up, but I'm kind of out of the loop on the landscape. Obviously, I know things because of Twitter and the pop culture zeitgeist. It's always out there, but I don't miss it because I think I did enough with it, and I had such a good career, in my opinion.
I would say so. Is there anyone, when you're going through Twitter or you hear through people that you're still friends with around wrestling, that you go, man, if I got back into it, I know I'd have fun doing something with them, like a Will Ospreay or a Kenny Omega. Do you ever come across anything and go, wow, that's pretty cool, and maybe it gets your juices flowing for a second? Is there anyone like that you think about and go, well, maybe if the constellations were right, maybe that would happen?
Okay, I'll give you guys a deep dive here. Was it two? I don't know when did I was going to leave, and I wound up re-signing. And before that, I remember 2010, maybe. I remember being in, I think, San Diego, and Austin was in San Diego, and he was just strictly there. And I can't remember why he was there. And I just remember looking at him and being like, you know what, fuck it. And I walked up to him and I go, hey, what are you doing? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, you're here. I go, I got to work a dark match after this. I go, do you mind coming out and just giving me a stunner? And, how else are we going to send these people home? You know what I mean? And he was like, goddamn, yeah. All right, kid. And, and here's a guy, and he literally was like, I've been back here I don't know how many times, and nobody ever asked me that before, And I was just like, well, why the fuck hasn't anybody asked this guy? Because I was like, I'm out the door. I might as well, be able to say I took a stunner. And I remember, I grabbed, all the heels that were involved. It was like me, R-Truth, everybody. And I was like, oh, here's the deal, guys. He's going to come out, and he's going to stun everybody. And everybody was just like, what? I think maybe Miz was involved, and it just turned into a fun, goofy thing where, we got to do it. And I think that's kind of where Steve kind of took a liking to me, you know what I mean? Because again, if you never ask, the answer is always no. And dude just kind of would always be backstage sitting around. I guess I don't know if he was waiting for somebody to ask. And so that's when I started prodding him, being like, let's work this match, motherfucker, let's go. You know what I mean? And I think there was a sliver in time where it was going to happen, and then the next minute it didn't. But so I kind of look at myself, not that I'm of Steve Austin's caliber, but I kind of look at myself like that now, and I wonder, because I'll see people like Marty Scurll, I know has.
Marty Scurll, yeah.
Did I pronounce his name right? I always want to call him Skrull because I'm a Marvel Comics guy, and I know that's probably annoying to him. But he's a super nice guy. I did the C2E2 signing, and me and him were right next to each other. He's great, and I saw that he said he would like to wrestle me, and I was just always kind of like, oh, that's.
So now
neat.
You're Austin.
What?
Now you're the Steve Austin.
Maybe kind of, but it's interesting how that works because, again. I can tell you, I sit here I know who Will Ospreay is. Just because I don't watch wrestling, I've never seen him wrestle. I've seen, the clips on Twitter of him doing shit, and I just go, Jesus Christ, what? Wow, I I'd be able to do something with that. I can't do that. But I do think it speaks to taking the initiative and so like a guy like him, and it's only because he put the foot forward. I look at guys like Kenny Omega, and I know he's like the big match, guy now, and I kind of look at him and I'm just like, I don't even know if I'd be able to keep up with these people now. But then again, I overtrain and I try to bike 35 miles a day and like I overdo it all the time. I don't know, but there's no one person that like jumps out at me and I go, oh, that guy.